Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this National Hockey League video conference. I'm John Delapina from the National Hockey League's Communications Department, and before we begin, we at the NHL and the NHL Players Association would like to send along our best to all of you and your families for good health. We'd also like to thank the members of the media for your patience over the last couple of weeks as we tried to give our players an opportunity to deal with recent events and the resulting upheaval to their personal lives. And we thank you for the questions you submitted. And finally, a reminder, this is the last, for now, in a series of divisional-based calls. We've had them with Metro Division players, Pacific Division players, and Atlantic Division players. Today we did the Central. All of these videos are posted on NHL.com and our pause binge collection shortly after they're completed, so you can watch them there. And with that, we welcome Jamie Benn of the Dallas Stars, Gabriel Landeskog of the Colorado Avalanche, Zach Parise of the Minnesota Wild, and Blake Wheeler. See, I typed the wrong name. Sorry, Blake. Blake Wheeler of the Winnipeg Jets. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We're off to a roaring start. Let's go around the Hollywood squares here. Gabe, let's start with you. Real simple. Where are you? Who are you with? And how are you holding up?
I'm in Toronto. My wife's from here, so we're just hanging out here with our 5-month-old daughter. So, we left Denver fairly early, as we weren't sure how travel restrictions were going to be affected, but we got here, and obviously with having my in-laws and things like that here, it was pretty easy to make the decision to come and hang out here.
Thanks, Gabe. Zach, who's your guest?
This is Jax. We are here still here in Minnesota, hanging out at home. These guys' school got canceled about 2 weeks ago, so they've been at home, keeping us busy. We've been playing a lot of sports in the basement and outside, and so we're doing well here.
Great, thanks. Blake?
Yeah, we're up in Winnipeg. My wife, we have 3 kids, a 7-year-old boy, Louis, 4-year-old daughter, Lenny, and a 2-year-old boy, Mace. So we're full-time teachers, nannies. It's a full day job. I'm more tired, I think, now than I was a few weeks ago. So yeah, we're just cooking and cleaning and trying to teach, and we're keeping it together.
Jamie?
Yeah, I'm just here in Dallas. I live here year-round with my girlfriend, and no kids, so it sounds like I got it easiest out of all the boys in this call.
So glad you brought that up. So I've noticed on all the other calls that the divide is kids, you're just trying to get through the day. No kids, how do I figure out something to do during the day? So let's start with Zach. Try to explain to Jamie what this is like.
Well, my 2-year-old gets up about 5 in the morning right now, so I get up with him and then wait for the other 2 to get up at 7, and then it's like Wheels was saying, it starts cooking, and then they do a little schoolwork, and then we all look at each other, what are we going to do next, and him and I will play a little hockey. His sister will be hanging out with us too, and the 2-year-old is a handful right now, though. He naps from 1 to 3, and that's our time to take a deep breath. But other than that, he's full time. He's nonstop. These guys at least can play together a little bit now and give us some break. But the 2-year-old, he's all over the place.
Sound familiar, Blake?
Yeah, my 7-year-old and my 4-year-old daughter, they pretty much fight all day. So there's not like a lot of playing together. It's more like it's a battle. And then yeah, I mean, Mace, like, since he's been born, like, he doesn't want anything to do with me really until like a month ago. And now that I'm here all the time, he's starting to realize that I am his dad. And so yeah, he's tough. He's really tough. I mean, terrible 2s, and now he's turning 3 in June, and big personality. So it's yeah, definitely, it's interesting, seeing what my wife Sam, is dealing with on a daily basis. There's no road trips coming up soon, so we're hunkered down.
So I know you have more appreciation for moms and teachers, but how about linesmen? Trying to break up the stuff that goes on the ice.
Yeah.
No comment. Gabe, you're at the start of this. What are you listening to? And are you dreading it or looking forward to it?
No, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we've been trying to, Melissa, my wife, and I, we've been pretty cautious about not wishing, her life away or looking forward to too much ahead to, when they can walk or when they can talk or whatever. We're trying to just enjoy everything as it comes. I mean, like I was saying earlier, she's 5 months old. She's not mobile yet. She doesn't move. She's sort of getting to the stage where she's trying to roll around and she can almost sit on her own and things like that. So it's a bit of a different level than Zach and Wheels are at, but it's been a lot of fun. And obviously you definitely get an appreciation of what the wives and the girlfriends are going through when we're on the road and it's nonstop, because it's, I'm up feeding her at night. Sometimes my wife will get to sleep in. I'll take the early shift and we'll try to mix it up that way. But it's been fun being a full-time dad for a change.
Jamie, does this all make you jealous, or does this make you thank God I have quiet in my house?
We'll get there one day. For right now, we're me and my girlfriend Katie, we're enjoying just being together. It's a little bit of a different time. We're looking at each other, throughout the day here, being like, what do we do next? What do we do next? These guys are probably go all day, but my time will come, and I'll let these guys do the work for now.
Gabe, to get serious for a minute, obviously two players on your team have tested positive. How's everybody doing in Colorado? How's the team doing, and how are you keeping people together?
Well, I mean, we've been apart since our last game, which was March 11th or whatever. So, I mean, right away, I know in our household, we took it pretty seriously. Obviously, for the major sports leagues to shut down, we realized that it had to be pretty serious. So we stayed in Denver for about 5 days and didn't see a single person. Obviously, it took a while for us to find out that a couple of the guys had tested positive, but from the conversations I've had with them, they've recovered well and they're doing well. And in our household, we're doing good, and we seem to have been lucky. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's you don't know how serious it was going to be when the news came out that the league was on pause, and I'm sure it was up to everybody at that point to kind of quarantine themselves. But at the same time, it was guys that kind of left on their own. Single guys are living on their own. They got nothing to keep them busy. So but I'm glad everybody's doing well, and thinking about hoping that everybody else in Denver and everybody staying safe and healthy back there.
Thanks, Gabe. So how are you guys all keeping your teams together? We got three captains here. Jamie, group chats. Do you do anything video-wise? And then some other guys say these get a little weird from time to time. So don't go into details, but just let us know.
Yeah, I think probably most teams have a team group chat going. We definitely do here in Dallas, and it keeps us entertained, keeps us talking to each other, and I feel like I've done more FaceTiming in the last month or so with not only teammates but friends and family than I've done in my whole life.
How about you, Blake?
Yeah, same. Just group chat. Guys pretty much took off right when they had the opportunity. So I think we're pretty spread out. But yeah, just checking in with guys. Everyone's doing. You get the odd picture or whatever to kind of break up the day. And we tried like a team FaceTime at one point, and it was a mess. So we haven't done it again. But yeah, it's more just everyone's throughout North America right now, and just seeing how everyone's doing and where everyone's at. And so far, everyone's doing pretty good.
Jack, is there any breakdown by age or anything about guys who really keep in touch on these things and the guys who have just kind of disappeared?
On the group chats?
Group chats and everything, yeah.
A lot of the I would say a lot of the videos come from the younger guys. But I think it entertains the older guys also. But same as our teams, we got some guys take off, and it was the chat was pretty active right away. But I feel like as this has gone on, it's been less and less, and I don't think anyone's written into it for about a week now. But we had some funny stuff going around at first, but now it's just, like I said, everyone left, everyone took off, and we kind of stopped talking to each other, I guess.
Yeah. So instead of aside from doing 7-year-old curls, how are you staying in shape? Everybody would think that all professional athletes have, amazing gyms at home, but you have everything at work. So why would you have anything in your house? I'm just wondering how creative you have to get.
We've got a little sport court in the basement, but very limited workout stuff. I ended up ordering a bike just to kind of get the heart rate. I'm not much of a runner, so got a bike to try to get the heart rate up a little bit. But I mean, we play some one-on-one down there, and he keeps me sharp. Hopefully it'll carry over.
How about you, Gabe? How you staying in shape?
Yeah, this is one of the places where we spend some time in the summer. So last year I spent some time and effort and money into installing the gym downstairs, and got a decent setup, and at least I have the opportunity to do some stuff, and for me, working out is just keeping me from going crazy. So I get really impatient around the house if I don't have anything to do, and if I can't burn some energy. So been doing some lighter stuff down there just to keep in shape, and really just I guess get away from diaper duty and feeding Linnea a few times a day. So it's been good, and I'm lucky that way to have that. Feel for guys that are stuck in apartments, or people that are stuck in apartments somewhere and don't have the opportunity to whether go out in your backyard or do exercises in the gym.
You guys are all veterans, and you've all figured it out how to kind of prime yourself for when you're about to play. So I'm imagining that the uncertainty about when you're going to play again complicates the whole matter, right, Jamie?
Yeah, I think we all stay prepared, and we're all itching to get back on the ice whenever that might be. So we prepare in the right way, and then when the time comes, we'll all be ready.
Blake, how about you?
Yeah, pretty much the same as Landy. I mean, my wife kicked me out of our one of our garage stalls last year, so we put like a little gym in this fall. Between that, we have a Peloton here too. Obviously in Winnipeg in the winter, there's not many options, so we kind of loaded up some stuff within the last year here. And so yeah, it's just more. It's an hour to get away from, all the duties you have around the house, and so we kind of give each other an hour a day to do what it is. I mean, I find half the time I'm just laying on the ground, in silence to try to figure things out. But just trying to stay ready, just in case you get the call that things are going to come back, and you don't want to be too far.
We've gotten some questions submitted by reporters, and I'll throw them to the ones that they were designated for. Blake, for you, Jamie Thomas at Jets TV asked, what did you really like about the way the team was playing just before the pause, and does it give you confidence that when we return, you can rev it right back up again?
Yeah, I mean, we dealt with a lot this year. Injuries were a big part of that. So, we were kind of playing shorthanded a lot of the year, and I think finally towards the end there, we were starting to get healthy. We finally had our deep was healthy again. Some of our guys up front got healthy. Our goalie was playing out of his mind. So Helly gave us a chance to kind of hang in there and stay within striking distance of the wild card. And we were starting to string some wins together. So it was nice. It was nice to have a full lineup and kind of see what type of team we had. And I think we were trending in the right direction. I know our March schedule, it wasn't heavy in terms of games, but we were going to have some tough games to play and some big games against teams that were either right in front of us or even with us in the standing. So regardless of if we ended up making the playoffs, we gave ourselves an opportunity and we had something to play for. So that was exciting.
Back, similar question for you from Mike Russo at The Athletic, and he's specifically wanted to ask about the on-ice relationship you were developing with Kevin Fiala and how he's kind of emerged and how impressed you've been with him.
Yeah, he's been playing awesome for us. He was on a tear before this thing ended up happening. So hopefully he'll keep that momentum up that he had. But even my daughter was starting to grow a little affection for him. At their school, they did a local sports hero thing, and they all knew that I was there. That the twins were ours or my kids, and so I'd say like 90% of them wrote, Zach Parise is their favorite, and except my daughter, she wrote Kevin Fiala. So that's how things are going in our household right now. But he's been playing awesome. And as far as the team goes, I think it took a couple games. I mean, these guys have been through it when you have a coaching change, especially that late in the season. There's not a ton that you switch, but there was a couple things that Dean wanted to do a little differently, and I think it took us a few games, but once we got the hang of it, I think we all liked the way we were playing, and playing with a lot of speed and a lot more pace than we had been, and we're starting to win some games, and we are feeling good about it, and hopefully that can continue. But similar to what Blake was saying, we're right there in the mix with that bottom group of teams trying to get that wild card spot, and so we liked the direction that we were going.
Gabe, the last 2 years have been just a straight up rise for your team, and you must have been so excited, and I'm wondering how frustrating that is that now you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm sure it's frustrating for everybody right now, but this has been probably the first time in 9 years I've been in Denver that we felt confident, really confident about the group that we had, and actually feeling like you had a shot at this thing, and we weren't just playing to make the playoffs. We were, chasing down St. Louis, and we were 2 points behind and with a game in hand, and we knew we had them coming up in game 82, last game of the season. So, and just like Wheels was saying, we were dealing with a lot of injuries, and some key guys were out, but guys were starting to come back, and so it came at a bad time. Some people would say it came at a good time because it allowed us to be healthy, come back and be healthy. But then again, we don't know how long this is going to last for either. So, but I like the way our group was playing. We were finding different ways to win hockey games, and I think we're 7-2-1 in our last 10. And we're just gearing up for a playoff run, and then this happened.
Jamie, it's a similar trajectory for your team. Good playoff run last year and a lot of high hopes this year, hosting the Winter Classic and all. How frustrating is it when you have such high hopes for a playoffs to be waiting right now?
Yeah, it's frustrating. I think we're all in the same boat. With our division especially being so strong. Minnesota and Winnipeg playing great hockey. Colorado, obviously, we know how good they are. For the break, I think it couldn't have come at a better time for us, though. We were slipping a bit. I think we lost 6 in a row. So, I know our group was like, all right, this ain't so bad. But now that it's been, a few weeks, and we don't know how much longer it's going to be. I think we're all just, wishing we could get back out there on the ice.
All right, let's see if we can lighten this up a little bit or get you guys to chirp at each other. So the other 3 guys on the call, look at them, think about them. What's the thing that you missed the least about playing against the other 3 guys? Go ahead, Zach, start us off.
Well, Gabe and Jamie, I feel like they'll KO you if you got your head down in the pocket. I don't miss that. Gabe's got me a couple times, I know that. Jamie's taken some runs at me too, but he usually laughs about it after, so that's fine. And Wheels, the guy just gets points against us. Every time I feel like he comes to Minnesota, the guy just gets points, and it drives me nuts. But I don't miss that about these 3 guys. It's a nice break away from it.
Jamie, is that the key? After you hit somebody, you just laugh about it?
What's that? Sorry?
He said you laugh after you take a run at him, so it's okay.
Nah, I like playing, the game hard, and I try and play it the right way. I have a lot of fun with it. I do a lot of talking on the ice to other players, and I know me and Wheels have. I think I ask him to fight every game we play.
There was one game you asked. I think we faced off against each other like 20 times. He asked me to fight 20 times in a game. It's just like third period of tie game, like whatever. He's like, "Are we going?" I'm like, I mean,
have you guys fought?
No,
never.
Not yet.
Thank God.
But actually, I don't think I ever met you, Wheels, until last summer in Toronto.
That's right.
So we had a good time. We had a couple laughs and a couple cold ones over it. And I think I came out of the gates hot again this year, and I asked him to go one more time.
I got lucky because I was playing center for a little while, so the unique thing about I face whenever we play all three of you guys, I'm facing off against all three of you the entire game. So it's always like, I always know that whenever we're playing all three, I mean, really everyone in our division, but especially you three guys, that every shift's going to be against you. And, there've been some tough nights, you know what I mean? So I think it's a good thing, because it brings out the best in you. If you don't have your best, it's going to be a tough night. But yeah, it's always, I mean, those are the things that you miss about the game. You miss like sort of that adrenaline going into it. Like, all right, shoot, I know I'm telling Benny 15 times no tonight, and maybe one of these days. But no, it's great. It's what I love about the job. It's kind of that. It's what gets you going.
Yeah, we're all competitive guys, and we're all leaders on our team. So it's fun to line up against other players' best players, and I know I have a lot of fun with it.
Gabe, I don't think there are any linesmen listening on the call. Which one of these guys cheats the most in the circle?
Oh, I don't know.
Gabe's gonna say the Stars as a whole team.
Yeah, the Stars they're painful in the face-off circle, but no, I mean, just like the other guys are saying, these are three guys that play the game the right way, and they play hard. It's going to be a long night, and it's going to be physical, and Zach is just a handful in the offensive zone, and especially for our defensemen in and around the net. He's always finding loose pucks in there, and he scored a bunch of goals. Even that one time I took a run at you in Denver, you ended up getting the puck back, and 2 seconds later it was in the back of my net. And I hit you hard, but I ended up getting cut, had to go back and get stitches.
I was going to say, I think you went to the locker room after that one.
Yeah, and I remember hearing the Minnesota crowd cheering. But yeah, Wheels, obviously, he's one of the best playmakers. I think we always seem to struggle against Winnipeg's PP, and Wheels is the guy, running the shots on that thing. He's a good playmaker, and Benny, I mean, it's going to be a long night when you're playing against him, and obviously a tough customer. So yeah, these are three guys that you don't miss playing against, but at the same time you do, because it's like Wheels was saying, it's the competitive thing that we love doing, and it sucks not being able to do it right now.
Now, let's see if you guys can be candid or if you're going to be politicians. The teammate you would most want to be quarantined with, and the teammate you'd least want to be quarantined with. Zach, I guess your family wants Kevin Fiala over, but
I know. I think my wife probably does too. Most, we'll start least probably be Greenway. He's just great guy, but lazy and tired all the time, and the slob a little bit, like on the airplane, his chair is just gross and crap everywhere. And from what I heard around his apartment, it's just pizza boxes all over the place. And then pizza boxes. And then probably most likely either Eric Stanek, because he's pretty quiet and easygoing and good sense of humor, or Stalock. Wheels, I don't know what your thoughts are on that, because I don't know if he'd stop talking the entire time. But it would probably be the most entertaining with Stalock.
Thank you. You agree with that? And then tell me who the guys you most and least want to be quarantined with?
Well, I mean, it goes both ways. Obviously, a guy that won't shut up can get annoying after a while, but that's just like on their phone, and you know what I'm saying, that could get boring too. So, yeah, I feel like he'd be a good guy to just. There wouldn't be any bad days, you know.
No dull times.
So that's good. For me, like my next door neighbor in Winnipeg is Lucas Spiza, and he's the man. So we've kind of like over the fence, just you know, whether it's having a beer or whatever, just kind of kept each other company a little bit. And yeah, for least guy, Jack Rosovic, I think him and Greenway are buddies. He's kind of the same.
Yeah.
Rosie's apartment hasn't been cleaned, or I don't think he's cooked in it ever. And he talks a lot too, and Rosie's the best. Like I love hanging out with Rosie, but I think in like an extended stay might be a little bit long. Kind of a wild card too, and Shipes isn't going to like this, but he might be a tough one too, because for whatever reason, I think because of our last names, our rooms are pretty close on the road all the time. And whenever I'm going down to get like pregame snack or bring my suitcase down to the bus, Shipes is always typically in the shower at that time, and he's always blasting like High School Musical or like Taylor Swift or like just the worst music. So I think that could probably get old after a while.
Blake, who's our guest there?
Louis, say what's up.
Hi there.
You know any of these guys? No? Okay.
All right, Gabe, who's your most and least?
I don't know. I'd have to probably throw one of the Fortnite guys in the least. I'm not much of a video game guy, and we got a handful of guys that just play Fortnite all day. So, you know, you can take your pick there, whether it's Nieto, McKinnon, Zadorov, one of those three guys. I mean, I'd like to have some conversations if I'm stuck with a guy in a quarantine. Eric Johnson, one of my close buddies on the team, he has a pretty addictive personality. A few years ago, it was high-end shopping, and then it went into horses, and then he's been in horses for a while, and now he just texted me a couple of weeks ago about his wine collection that he's going to start. So I wouldn't mind being stuck in a quarantine with somebody starting a wine collection. So that'd be my pick.
It's a good one. All right, Jamie, I worked on the All Access show, so I'm really interested to hear what you come up with. Go ahead.
My least would probably be Radulov. The guy's crazy. He's a mess. You never know what he's up to. You know, when he's got his family in town here, there's, you know, his pops and his son, they're all just buzzing around the rink and nobody knows what's going on. There's just Russian spoken everywhere. So he's probably my least favorite teammate to be stuck with. For the most, probably Ben Bishop. You know, fun guy, talks a lot. I know he likes the red wine, so I wouldn't mind, getting stuck in quarantine with him.
Right. A couple more, and then we'll let you go. What's passing the time, I guess, at night? Binge TV? Seems like all the younger guys are, well, maybe not the younger guys are watching Tiger King, but who's got something good they're watching right now at night?
I think we're starting the last episode of Tiger King tonight. I think we finished 6 last night. Have anyone else seen that?
Yeah, we saw.
We just finished it a couple of nights ago.
Yeah,
Wild.
I don't know. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, we get them all down by typically 8 on a good night, and then there's like a half hour of just numbness, and
I know.
And our wine collection's getting low, so and then we watched the Tiger one. We're watching season 3 of Ozarks now, but you can only pretty much get through one episode a night before it's just you got to do it all over again.
Yeah, us last night was we opened the wine at 5 and I fell asleep watching. Actually, I fell asleep watching Tiger King at 8:30 on the couch. But I know what that numbness feels like. Once they're finally down at 7, it's we usually don't even speak to each other. It's just silence for a good hour. It's great.
Yeah, 5 o'clock cocktail hour. That's actually pretty impressive. Starting to creep into the 3s, which So,
Gabe,
Yeah,
how about you?
we're open to recommendations. We obviously just finished Tiger King. The hype around the Tiger King was pretty impressive. So we figured we had to start watching that to stay in the loop. But we're open to suggestions for the most part. We play some cards and play Yahtzee quite a bit. With the little one, we don't put her to bed until usually we don't start until 8:39. So some days we go without even turning the TV on because it just
you gotta change
days,
that.
yeah.
That's got to be like 7.
7's nice.
No, we got it. I know 7 feels like. Problem is now we like 8:39 because then she wakes up at 6:30 and then goes back to bed until 9:30. So I guess that's the advantage to that. But we're open to suggestions. Any TV shows or movies you guys have, we're open to it.
Jamie, help him out.
I don't know. We crushed Tiger King. Me and Katie, my girlfriend. I have a hard time just sitting there and watching TV shows sometimes. I started FaceTiming my buddies and playing N64. We're just looking for answers. Lots of board games. Try and mess around outside when it's nice here in Dallas. But I don't know. I might have to start that Ozark.
Ozark's great.
I heard the first season might be a little slow, but third one's good.
Yeah, it gets going. It's awesome now. I mean, we got through. I think like the first little bit of the first season takes a little bit, but then once it gets going, it's fun.
Wow, you guys have been really generous with your time. I hate to cut this off because the guests are getting better and better as we're going along here. But let me go around once and let each of you have a chance to talk to, I guess, your local fans, but fans all around, and just tell them what's going on and what they need to be doing. Zach, why don't we start with you?
Well, hopefully everyone's staying at home. I know here in Minnesota we've got that stay in place for the next 2 weeks, and so hopefully everyone's enjoying some time with their family, like we are. It's with what we do, we don't get a ton of time to spend with the kids during the season, so this has been nice. But yeah, hopefully everyone's finding some things to do inside and staying healthy, and everyone back in New Jersey and New York. I know it's the hotbed there, and hopefully everyone is hanging in there. I know the country is watching and praying for everybody, and so we're hopefully everyone's being nice to each other.
Zach. Jamie?
Yeah, I just hope everyone's staying safe, staying inside, and keeping positive through a tough time like this. I think if we stick together, and do the right thing, there will be, looking forward to something much better. So hopefully we'll get hockey back soon, and then we can start playing in front of all the great fans of the NHL and especially here in Dallas.
Blake?
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing, especially here in Winnipeg, is it's starting to get a little bit nicer out. So people are, we've been locked inside all winter. So, you got to fight the urge to get out and do things as you normally would. I think the people up here have done a really good job of taking this seriously right from the get-go. Sam and I have some friends that are, doctors or in the medical field, and the amount of work that those guys have right now, I mean, it's around the clock. So obviously can't thank them enough for everything that they're doing here. And we just got to take care of each other. The more that people take it seriously, especially earlier on, the shorter it's going to last, the more you can flatten the curve in the shortest amount of time. And then you can start to hopefully get back to a normal routine. But for the time being, like these guys said, just take care of one another and try to enjoy the time that we do have with our families. And, hopefully we can get back on the ice sooner than later.
Thanks, Blake. Gabe, I'll ask you to do double duty. You can talk to the Colorado people and then people back in Sweden, please.
Yeah, obviously to the people of Colorado and people of Denver, hope everybody's staying healthy, staying at home, doing what you can and taking part of the social distancing and taking this seriously. Just like Wheel said, if we do, hopefully we can limit the spread, stop the spread and get back on the ice. I mean, the one thing about doing what we do is usually when the world or the country is going through a tough time or something happens, whether it's a natural catastrophe or whatever it might be, usually as athletes, we have the ability to give people a break in their day and allow them to kind of get away from the real world for a couple of hours and cheer on their favorite team. And we don't have that anymore. And hopefully everybody can stay positive and hopefully we can be back soon. And to the people in Sweden, hoppas alla där hemma har det bra och att ni tar hand om varandra och ni tar det här på största allvar och att alla stannar hemma och verkligen tar hand om sig själva för att det här kan spridas fort och hoppas att ni mår bra där hemma och förhoppningsvis vi kan få tillbaka NHL och vi kan börja spela hockey igen.
Well, Zach,
do you guys catch all that?
Zach, Jamie, Gabe, Blake, thanks so much for taking the time. This was great. We could go all day, but at least three of you have more important things to do right now. I would like to just again thank you for taking the time. We hope the next time we see you, you have skates on and you're going at it. That'd be great. Thanks everybody for listening to all of these, and we'll see you soon. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.